Tonight, she planned to renovate, sell, and repay her loans.
Over $135,000, and I'm now struggling to make payments while I'm trying to refix my house.
Now she's facing the possibility of bankruptcy after the Canada Day floods left her unable to list her Bells Corners property, now drowning in debt. New tariff threats, more feisty back and forth.
There is not a chance in hell that U.S. alcohol is going back on the shelf.
And more uncertainty over what lies ahead for many businesses in this region.
We have to stand up for ourselves, but I think it's important that we get to the negotiating table as business people.
And housing the sometimes forgotten victims of the wildfires.
We are expecting probably within the coming weeks dozens of requests.
The foster pet business is booming, and one local organization is looking for more volunteers to step up while so many Ontario families are out of their homes. Good evening. We begin tonight with the story of an Ottawa woman who fears she may lose her life savings after the Canada Day storm sent sewer water flooding into her basement in Bells Corners. Like so many in the city, she is still waiting on her insurance company, but she's running out of time. CTV's Austin Lee is following this for us tonight and joins us live with the details. Austin.
Yeah, Patricia, Catherine Peterkin says she's been living in her garage for the past 3 weeks because she's scared of the air quality inside her home due to potential mold. And if that's not bad enough, she finds herself under a mountain of debt as well, debt that she took on to renovate her house before plans to sell just weeks before the flood.
It's been devastating. Absolutely devastating. I'm living in fear every night, every day.
3 weeks after the Canada Day storm sent wastewater rushing into her basement, Catherine Peterkin is still searching for answers from her insurance provider.
Some people got clear water in. I got poop water in my house.
To make matters worse, before the flood, she took on a significant amount of debt to renovate her home.
I took out so many loans on my house, over $135,000, and I'm now struggling to make payments while I'm trying to refix my house.
Her plan, to sell the home as soon as the work was done. And according to her realtor,
in November, he said he could list the house for $400,000. When it came out in March, he said he could list it for over $600,000.
But now she needs to redo nearly all of the work. The parent company of Economical Insurance says we continue to be actively engaged throughout her claim, maintaining regular contact, adding we remain committed to working closely with her to complete the remaining repairs as quickly as possible. The company has also replaced her hot water tank and has committed to replacing her furnace. But Peterkin still has pressing questions.
Freaking call me back. Just give me an estimate so I can start getting the work done.
The Insurance Bureau of Canada says this type of insurance claim usually takes up to 6 weeks.
But on the scale that we saw on July 1st, where there were somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 people affected, these things can take longer.
But time is something Peterkin may not have.
I don't have money to cover my financing. So I have about 2 to 3 months left before I have to file for bankruptcy.
And as Peterkin waits for her insurance provider, she was hoping to get some support from the province, but the Disaster Recovery Assistance for Ontarians program only covers overland flooding, and her neighborhood isn't even covered by the program as it stands. Patricia.
CTV's Austin Lee live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, tensions with the U.S. back in the spotlight tonight with Donald Trump reigniting the trade war, threatening new 50% tariffs on billions of dollars of Canadian goods. Tonight, we're hearing directly from the U.S. president, who is sharing his reasoning for the new duties.
Canada's been very, very tough on us over the years, for many years, and no other president's done anything about it. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. Many friends that live in Canada, but their leadership, from Trudeau to the current leadership, I mean, in all fairness to them, they need us to survive. Without us, there's no way they can survive.
Trump making those comments in the Oval Office today. He was asked if these new tariffs are because of the wildfire smoke drifting over American cities, but he says he's looking at imposing separate levies for that. Prime Minister Mark Carney was asked today if Canada will respond with counter tariffs.
We have a situation where the American tariffs, the 338 tariffs, will come into effect in 29 days. And we will look at all options in terms of how we would respond if they do come into effect. That's part of what we'll be discussing with premiers. Also, in parallel, as I just said, that I'd spoken with the President. We agreed to intensify discussions. We'll begin that right away.
Carney also pointed out that the new tariffs violate the Canada-US-Mexico trade agreement. Well, the Prime Minister met with the premiers this afternoon, and the provincial booze bans were certainly expected to be a topic of discussion. The U.S. cited the decision to pull American alcohol off Canadian shelves as one of the reasons for these latest tariff threats. CTV's Stephen Keys is here with the latest on this tonight. Steph.
Patricia, we are hearing from the White House on this today, and the White House says the ban of U.S. alcohol here in Ontario and other provinces, along with dairy supply management and auto tariffs, all amount to unfair trade practices, but it appears the premiers are unwilling to back down. The provincial leaders are meeting in Charlottetown for the First Minister's meeting. Carney joined virtually today. The Prime Minister's office says they discussed the latest trade actions and the ongoing action taken by provinces. Earlier today, Carney said any decision to put American alcohol back on the shelves would be up to the premiers, but it appears that won't be happening anytime soon.
There is not a chance in hell that U.S. alcohol is going back on the shelf in British Columbia. And I'm proud of that, and I know the British Columbians support that. And the idea of the president that he can bully us into whatever he wishes is incorrect.
If these talks fail in 29 days, we need to hit him back as hard as we can. I'm tired of the bully trying to take our lunch money all the time. We always seem to be on our back heels. We need to be on the offense, not constantly on the defense with President Trump. We need to stand up to the bully, and we need to hit him tariff to tariff.
And it's not just the premiers. Many Canadians say now is not the right time to bring American alcohol back to the shelves.
Why should we? After everything that's going on now, you should just take care of yourself.
I wouldn't want to give to Donald that advantage or that
satisfaction.
Yeah. He's a big
bully,
orange bully. I've had enough.
I would never buy it because Trump doesn't have any respect for us Canadians. So why give him any respect by giving our money?
I support it 100%. I don't buy U.S. products unless I'm pushed against the wall to do so.
There are some mixed reactions out there as well, but Canadians are weighing in with their elbows up, not wanting to suffer any further financially, but also not wanting to surrender to economic attacks or punishment from the U.S. president. In the meantime, there was progress made on interprovincial sales of alcohol at today's First Minister's meeting. 9 premiers say they're removing a major barrier to make it easier for brewers and distillers to sell booze to Canadians outside of their home provinces, and many Canadians are raising a glass to that, Patricia.
Indeed. CTV's Stephen Keys live for us tonight. Thanks, Steph. Well, the new tariffs cover a wide range of products from dairy to alcohol, hockey equipment, honey, and even jewelry. And small businesses here in Ottawa are worried about what all of this could mean for them. CTV's Tyler Fleming joins us now with more on this. Tyler.
Yeah, Patricia, the tariffs target around $28 billion worth of Canadian exports. But for many small businesses, it's not just about the products on the list. It's the uncertainty itself that can change what they buy and how consumers spend. At La Maison d'Or Jewelers, most of their products are Canadian-made.
20% is made in the U.S., so therefore we're in a good position.
Jewelry is among the latest Canadian products caught in the new round of U.S. tariffs. Owner Brent Harden says his concern isn't Trump's latest threat of duties, it's the uncertainty of possible counter tariffs, leaving him reluctant to make major buys from American suppliers.
It's uneasiness between the two countries, and it causes this wariness and this nervousness and this issue with business in general.
And even the fact that they're being talked about sends a shockwave of fear through consumers.
Experts say the effects of tariffs ripple far beyond the products directly targeted.
Businesses won't spend as much right now on investment. Businesses may have to raise prices, if they feel they have to hedge their bets. Businesses may lay off people. Consumers are nervous they might lose their job. And all these things add up to potential impact negatively to retail sales.
We have to stand up for ourselves, but I think it's important that we get to the negotiating table.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says the two countries will now be intensifying negotiations. But regardless of political outcome, many say the best counter to U.S. tariffs is to keep Canadian dollars where they belong.
Shop local, so that at least, and it's good for the economy on this side.
Now, whether these tariffs ultimately take effect is yet to be seen. The Trump administration has a track record of delaying or revising its plans. As it stands now, these measures are scheduled to take effect August 19th. Patricia.
A month to wait and watch. All right, CTV's Tyler Fleming live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, the fallout continues this evening after the city unveiled a plan for an ad campaign to encourage federal public servants to stay downtown after work to help alleviate rush hour traffic on the roads and transit. The mayor now attempting to clarify things after backlash. A city report says the $50,000 campaign is meant to, quote, encourage workers and visitors to extend their time in the area in order to spread the egress from downtown over a longer period. But in a letter to city staff obtained by CTV News, the mayor writes, I want to address and correct the misinterpretations and mischaracterizations that have been circulating regarding the city's approach to communicating transportation plans for the fall. Quote, there will be no effort to direct people to stay downtown longer than they want to, and any suggestion of that is misleading. The campaign is set to launch in August. Still ahead, enjoy the ride and the music. OC Transpo launches its new busker program. That story coming up. Well, taking a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam, 19 degrees out there right now. Looks fairly calm in the moment, but it was an interesting day, Jackie, where we were certainly seeing lots of red on the weather boards, warnings and advisories and whatnot. How are things looking right now?
Things are improving, Patricia, but we still do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. And yeah, it's correct. But since 1 p.m., we have seen thunderstorms with light rain showers moving through and blanketing eastern Ontario. You'd mentioned it. It did prompt at times a tornado warning in effect. It has since lifted here in Ottawa. It is moving and making its way northeast at 65 kilometers per hour. Right now, it's in place for Mont Tremblant. A severe thunderstorm warning is still in place for just close to the Hawkesbury area, but it keeps moving eastward, so it should be lifting closer to the 7 o'clock hour. But again, severe thunderstorm watch still in effect for most of eastern Ontario, especially along the Seaway. What does this evening look like? Well, we are seeing a little bit of a break between the precipitation, but by 10 p.m., we are likely going to see more weather activity around Brockville and Cornwall. This could extend into the midnight hour, where we could see another chance of rain showers moving through Ottawa, but it will clear out by the time Wednesday morning rolls around. We'll get a closer look at these details and your temperature in just a bit.
Ottawa police have concluded the investigation into the double murder-suicide in Findlay Creek last month. Police say 40-year-old Mohammed Alami murdered his two sons, aged 7 and 12, before taking his own life. According to the investigation, Alami picked up the boys for his scheduled parenting time on Saturday, June 27th. He killed them inside the home on Mandevilla Crescent late the next day or in the early morning hours of June 29th. Police say he then set fire to his dentist office in Iroquois before dying by suicide in his vehicle near Kemptville. Alami was on probation at the time after he was found guilty of threatening his ex-wife. 4 separate violent incidents in the ByWard Market area in just over a week. But today, Ottawa's chief of police says the market is safe. The chief addressing a spate of violence in the last several days, including 2 incidents this weekend, both at the intersection of George Street and Cumberland Streets. CTV's Dylan Dyson joins us with more on this, Dylan.
Patricia, those 4 violent incidents, including 2 at that one intersection this past weekend, prompting the chief this morning to address safety concerns, but reassuring residents may be a tough sell. Living and working at the corner of George and Cumberland Streets for more than 20 years, Dong Wang sees everything that happens at this intersection.
They always fight over there. Bunch of people. He has a big axe in his time to fight.
And lately, Wang says the violence in the area is getting worse.
Last Friday, actually, another stabbing over there.
Over the weekend, police were called to Cumberland and George for an assault on Saturday and then called back again on Sunday for another incident. 2 men both suffered head injuries over the weekend. And last week, 2 stabbings just blocks away at George and Dalhousie and at Rideau and Cumberland. Speaking on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, Ottawa Police Chief Eric Stubbs says that doesn't mean the market is unsafe.
People need to know that the ByWard Market is safe. There are certain areas, there is no doubt, that are a little problematic. We know those areas where the vulnerable populations do congregate.
I live in this area almost 20 years. I know 5 years ago, I know 10 years ago, I know right now. So from my view, right now, not safe.
Stubbs says recent violent incidents are not random and that Ottawa police have a comprehensive plan to be present in the ByWard Market.
We also have our Market Safe program where in the evenings and late into the night, we have extra officers to ensure the safety in the bar district as well.
But those who have been present in the market for years are not convinced.
Right now, many people told me they feel unsafe.
Along with an increase in officers, Stubbs says the police plan includes neighborhood resource teams, community policing officers, special constables, and traffic officers conducting proactive and reactive work, managing social disorder, and targeting prolific offenders in retail theft and drug trafficking. Patricia.
CTV's Dylan Dyson live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, meantime, Ottawa police say they have solved the mystery of a crossbow bolt found lodged in an Orleans home. The incident happened last month at a home on Plain Hill Drive near the Lalonde Conservation Park, where coyotes were causing concerns at the time. Police say someone admitted to firing the crossbow at a coyote which was walking along a nearby pathway. The bolt missed the animal and ended up in the back of the home. No one was injured. Police say the individual was deemed suitable for diversion and will not be charged. The coyote den in the park is no longer occupied. A 56-year-old Ottawa man is facing a stunt driving charge after he was caught going 112 kilometers over the speed limit. Officers pulled him over on Riverside Drive Saturday night, going 172 kilometers an hour. The speed limit there is 60. He received an immediate 30-day license suspension, and the vehicle was impounded for 2 weeks. Investigators are searching for the cause of a house fire near Mooney's Bay Park. It broke out around 4:15 this morning on Flannery Drive. Multiple people called 911 about the blaze and also reported hearing a loud bang. When firefighters arrived on scene 4 minutes later, the home was fully engulfed in smoke and flames, and the fire had spread to the roof of a neighboring house. No one was inside the home at the time. At one point, firefighters were forced to evacuate because of a partial structural collapse. The fire was under control about an hour later. One person was assessed at the scene for a minor injury. Well, turning now to the latest on the situation in northern Ontario. As raging wildfires continue to force communities to evacuate, rescue organizations in our region are preparing for an influx of animals in need and putting out a call for more fosters. CTV's Caitlin Wilson has the story.
Go get 'em. For the past month and a half, 4-month-old Cooper has been part of Bree Moffat's family, taken in as a foster through Rocky Road Rescue until he finds his forever home.
It's been really rewarding. It's nice to see him open up his shell, learn how to be braver out in public, around other dogs.
Now the organization is putting a call out for more people to open their homes to help care for dogs rescued from northern Ontario, where wildfires have already forced the evacuation of more than a dozen communities, mostly First Nations.
We are expecting probably within the coming weeks dozens of requests for intakes from Ontario and especially Quebec as well, just based on where Ottawa is located.
Last night, for example, we sent out this ambulance with a team full of volunteers to go into Armstrong.
Paul Bishop is with Northern Reach Network on the front lines in Thunder Bay. He says they've already taken in dozens of animals and expect that number to rise rapidly as more communities are forced to evacuate.
They're being forced to leave their homes with little to no notice for some of them. And we've actually been helping them trying to figure out how to get their animals out of the community after they've been evacuated.
The organization is looking to rescues across southern and eastern Ontario, asking those with room to help with intake. And to help answer that call, Rocky Road Rescue is hoping to bring on more fosters.
Folks who are willing to donate their time, their home, and their hearts.
Alicia Sevigny says you don't need a big house or backyard to help, just a willingness to learn.
We provide daily tips, tricks, training guidance, check-ins, phone calls, etc. We also cover all the supplies needed for fostering, and we cover any sort of monetary medical expenses as well.
And while the hope is that many of the animals displaced by the wildfires will eventually return to their owners, in the meantime, rescues say they need a soft place to land.
It's very rewarding. It's definitely worth it, and you get puppy snuggles. How can you say no?
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Well, CHEO has a new chief of staff and chief medical officer. Dr. Jean-Philippe Vacani will be appointed to the role as of September 1st. He's a longtime member of the CHEO team and has spent 2 decades caring for children and youth.
Learning to resist the urge to compete with the train when it comes in, that ding, 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 ding. I want to match up with it or overpower it, but I know I can't. So.
You've heard those train bells. Now add in the guitars and microphones. After the break, the new sound taking over some OC Transpo stations. Bit of a concert there. Jackie?
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. You'll take a look, or you'll feel it outside right now. The conditions have cooled down a bit. We will have another cool weather day for the capital. About 20 degrees is the anticipated daytime high. It'll be quite windy, too, with gusts between 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. So a cloudy, rainy start to the day. There might be a little bit of sunshine the closer we get to the 8 o'clock hour for tomorrow. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 19 degrees out right now, showcasing Kaweki Point. And a reminder, sunset is closer to 8:40 tonight.
Well, I am told things are moving relatively well tonight, and it looks like no terrible backups to let you know about at this time. You have to love a summer evening commute. And there's a new soundtrack to your daily commute on public transit. OC Transpo's new busker program started this week. It aims to both highlight local musicians and provide a little pick-me-up during the weekday grind. Here's CTV's Leah LaRocque.
A train's bell isn't the only sound at Bayview Station. Clarissa Fortin's voice fills the platform with a melody that cuts through the morning rush.
Learning to resist the urge to compete with the train when it comes in, that ding, 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 ding. I want to match up with it or overpower it, but I know I can't. So.
She is one of dozens of buskers whose latest gig is along the Confederation line. The buskers program is made up of about 60 local musicians volunteering their time.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I just heard it now, so that sounds great.
Fortin's a transit user herself.
Constantly. I come in and out of the station almost every day.
And knows that getting to work can be stressful.
I definitely hope to be soothing. I hope to be calming. I didn't pick any, angry songs.
This is the first week of the buskers program, where musicians just like Clarissa will be at 12 stations along Line 1, 7 days a week. Her songs, including one she wrote herself, stops people like Mary Mena in their tracks.
So it's I guess it's like I stop to see the world around me a little bit. Not be so centered and where I'm going, where I'm coming from.
OC Transpo wants to run the program year-round.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's great to see them out and have a little bit more community in the beginning of the day.
For Fortin, it's a chance to turn an ordinary commute into an unexpected concert.
Even if I play a song that's a little bit obscure, it might be a song that's really special to somebody, and that might get their attention. And yeah, the randomness of being a part of someone's day, even for a little bit.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
Pretty talented. Well, after a sunny start to the work week, the rain, unfortunately, has returned. The clouds started rolling in earlier today. Now we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect out there. Jackie is here with a full look at the forecast. So this evening and tomorrow, not great.
There might be hope for tomorrow evening around this time, so we are going to see maybe the effects of tonight into early tomorrow morning, but we are anticipating that the thunderstorm watch will be in effect until later this evening, but it should lift by tomorrow morning. Now, here's a look at the weather system that we saw earlier this afternoon. We are anticipating, when all is said and done, 10 to 20 millimeters of rain will have moved through eastern Ontario. Some parts may have seen much more. Now, right now, temperature, it's a cool 20 degrees. Didn't quite hit the daytime high high of 25. It is a mix of sun and cloud right now here in downtown Ottawa. The tornado warning has lifted from the Mont-Tremblant area, including the Hawkesbury area as well. But just east of Hawkesbury, the severe thunderstorm warning is in place. But most of Eastern Ontario, including along the Seaway, the severe thunderstorm watch will be in place likely until 10 p.m. this evening. Now, tonight, temperatures will get down to about 20 degrees or continue to be at 20 degrees. Tomorrow, much cooler as well. 25 is the anticipated daytime high, but those winds coming from the west will be 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. This will be really throughout our entire day. The 40% chance of showers will not just be in the morning, but throughout the early part of our afternoon. It could likely clear tomorrow evening. Now, tonight's lows across Eastern Ontario, a cool 12 degrees around Bancroft and Pembroke, 16 in Trenton and Kingston. Montreal, 19 degrees, partly cloudy skies as well. Tomorrow's daytime highs, really 20 degrees across the board. A closer look now at what we can see with our futurecast. So by midnight, we could still see some rain activity. Parts of Cornwall could still see a little bit of the severe thunderstorm watch in place. And this will likely move through by 7 a.m. Brockville, Smiths Falls could see a little bit of light rain moving through, but for the most part, Ottawa, Pembroke, Renfrew, even Kingston, mainly cloudy skies as we start our Wednesday. By 7 p.m. Wednesday, we will likely see clearer skies move through, and Thursday will be a much better picture, a much better story, where we could see a mix of sun and cloud, mostly sunshine as we get into our Friday. Now, right now across Eastern Ontario, Fredericton, 20 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, lots more sunshine in Halifax at 21 degrees. Even Quebec has a mix of sun and clouds at 24 degrees, but you could already start to see that cool air coming from the north. Timmins right now 13 degrees, Sudbury 16, 18 in Thunder Bay, but there is that bit of a warm up when you look to our friends in the prairies. About 22 in Edmonton, 24 in Calgary, and 26 in Vancouver. A closer look at the 7-day forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. 20 is going to be our Wednesday daytime high, overnight low getting down to 11 degrees. But the good news is we are going to say goodbye to the precipitation, at least for Thursday and Friday, where we are anticipating a mix of sun and cloud. Friday, Saturday, even Sunday, we could see the warm up for 27 to 28 degrees. CTV and Move 100 present the $15,000 comfort heist. Items from Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston have been stolen, and it's up to you to track them down. Follow the daily clues, crack the case, and uncover the secret location of the stolen goods for your chance to win $15,000 to spend at Lazy Boy. Want an edge? Visit Lazy Boy Canada, Searville, or Hunt Club for exclusive bonus clues to help solve the mystery. Now, today's clue is commissioners. Again, today's clue is commissioners. Head to ctvottawa.ca and submit your guess of the secret location. Good luck.
Feels like maybe a good evening to spend some time in a Lazy Boy or some comfortable furniture, maybe in front of the TV tonight on
Wrapped
a
up
rainy
in a nice
evening.
blanket.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jackie.
All of this is extra taxes that American consumers and businesses are going to have to pay.
Well, coming up, how much is the trade war costing Canadians? We break down the numbers. The costs of the trade war are adding up and could go even higher if Trump's newest tariff threats come into effect. And they're not just impacting Canadians, but also Americans. CTV's Adrian Gobriel breaks down the numbers.
From tariffs on Canadian dairy and cereal to made in Canada plastics to additional swings at Canadian wood products.
All of this is extra taxes that American consumers and businesses are going to have to pay.
The tariff campaign launched by the Trump administration in early 2025 has upended North America's integrated trade relationship, rocking once reliable supply chains while inflating costs for consumers on both sides of the border. Trump's tariffs thus far are estimated to be costing the average U.S. household between $1,400 and $2,400 Canadian dollars annually. And that could spike if these new tariffs go into effect in less than 30 days.
Probably the one that's going to have the biggest impact is tariffs on Canadian cereals and dairy. This is going to drive up grocery prices even further for American consumers. It's really going to hurt American families.
North of the border, wallets here are also feeling the pinch. Canadian households are absorbing an estimated $2,300 to $2,700 in higher annual costs since the tariffs came into effect.
It's making life worse for Canadian families and for American families.
The tariff cycle has also impacted the Canadian economy Economists are estimating a reduction in Canada's GDP by 1.5 to 2%. The country also lost roughly 61,000 manufacturing jobs since January of last year, when President Trump's second term began.
There's a reason why we need to hold our breath here. There's a reason why we have to take this seriously. I can imagine the pain that so many of the exporters are feeling.
As Canada's economy hangs in the balance, many market watchers believe the federal government's response needs to be measured, in part to protect the cost of living for Canadian consumers.
Economists point out that there was no significant reaction from the markets following President Donald Trump's most recent tariff ultimatum. One theory is that the markets may believe that Washington and Ottawa could reach a trade deal in the weeks ahead. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Stouffville, Ontario.
Well, now some other stories you need to know right now. A developer has a proposal to build a new subdivision in Barrhaven. Minto Group submitting a plan to the city for a new residential area on 47 hectares of land on Barnsdale Road near Boros Kane Road. It would include nearly 450 single detached homes, nearly 400 townhomes, and 98 back-to-back townhouses. Meantime, we're getting a look at how many new homes are being sold in Ottawa. New data shows 2,670 have been sold so far this year. That's up from nearly 1,800 during the same period in 2025. The Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association is crediting the HST rebate for the increase.
Because of you, people who need to make impossible choices every single day know that they can count on us to be here when they need it most.
The Ottawa Food Bank has a new CEO. Natalie Spooner, not related to the hockey player, I did ask, is a longtime employee who was named to the position today. She was previously the interim CEO following the departure of Rachel Wilson. Spooner has worked with the food bank for 15 years, most recently as Director of Programs and Planning. A record number of Canadians turned in to watch the FIFA World Cup. According to TSN, there were more than 30 million unique viewers, which works out to roughly 75% of Canada's population. 6.4 million viewers tuned in on Sunday to watch Spain beat Argentina, making it the most watched World Cup final ever in Canada. Both TSN and CTV are divisions of Bell Media.
As part of this program, we'll have improved and additional digital as well as static signage to help make the passenger journey more reliable and take out the anxiety.
Still to come, if you're flying through Pearson Airport, change is in the air. What travelers can expect in the airport's multi-billion-dollar makeover.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Contracts have been awarded for the second phase of the Pearson Airport revitalization project. CTV's Rahim Ladani has more on the plan to upgrade the country's biggest and busiest airport.
The terminals inside Canada's busiest airport will soon be getting a $1.5 billion upgrade.
It will elevate shopping and provide new dining and new travel experiences.
This is phase 2 of Toronto Pearson International Airport's decade-long transformation. Phase 1 broke ground back in May with a $3 billion price tag, focused on upgrading airfield technology and the baggage network.
As part of this program, we'll have improved and additional digital as well as static signage to help make the passenger journey more reliable and take out the anxiety.
Pearson Airport's first modern terminal opened back in 1964. The current Terminal 1 welcomed travelers in 2004, while Terminal 3 opened in 1991. Officials say this revitalization will upgrade aging infrastructure and enhance the passenger experience by improving security screening, check-in area, baggage processing, charging spaces, and lounges.
A series of manageable chunks of work that are going to be done and organized in such a way to minimize the pain that passengers are going to be experiencing.
When that pain is going to start and how long it's going to last are questions which still need to be answered. But company officials say they're still very early in the planning stages.
We're trying to focus in on some of the specifics, but I think some obvious things. We're going to look to make the space brighter, more spacious, organized in a way that's intuitive.
On the horizon is also Phase 3, creating more terminal space. The airport expects to see 65 million passengers per year by the early 2030s. That would mean serving roughly 30,000 more passengers a day. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
Diabetes drugs such as Ozempic are increasingly being associated with other health benefits, such as cardiovascular and liver health. Now, a new study suggests another positive link. CTV's health reporter Pauline Chan has the details.
GLP-1 agonist drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy were first used in controlling diabetes, then for weight control.
We've seen how they can help with cravings related to food. And so the leading theory is that GLP-1s can affect the part of the brain that, control feeling full and feeling rewarded. And so kind of lends itself to thinking maybe that could work for alcohol and drugs.
They looked in different relevant populations. So one was a group of people with diabetes that is the primary group who these drugs are prescribed for. A second group was people with obesity who didn't necessarily have diabetes. And then the third study was interesting, was a study of people with alcohol use disorders.
U.S. researcher Emma Haller says the reduction in alcohol-related hospitalizations was significant for all three groups.
So in the diabetes and obesity medication comparisons, the risk was about 22 to 32% lower.
Toronto liver specialist Dr. Jordan Feld says the numbers were even more striking for those with alcohol use disorder.
In the alcohol group, they're actually comparing the GLP-1 agonists to treatment for alcohol use disorder. So other drugs that are used to try to reduce alcohol use in people with alcohol use disorders. And they actually found a much more significant effect, about a 2/3 reduction. So 65% reduction in admission for alcohol-related complications.
Haller says more study is needed, but this is not the first study to look at GLP-1 agonists in connection with addictions. Could these drugs someday be used in addiction treatment?
I definitely think that's a possibility. It's obviously premature. We wouldn't recommend at this point using GLP-1 specifically for that indication, but I think this study, along with some of the other published literature, really gives us a sense that maybe there's something here.
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Even though like that, after the guide dog is ready, they have to train the person for another half year to either with the guide dog, and the person may never have any experience with a pet at home at all.
Well, coming up, a high-tech dog with a very human purpose, how AI is helping people prepare for life with a guide dog.
Sips and Sparkles. Win with Move 100 and CTV.
You and 3 friends can be headed out on a night to remember. You each get a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers.
Plus, enjoy an incredible dinner at the Luxe Riviera Ottawa.
Enter now at our contest page at move100ottawa.ca.
Sips and Sparkles with Move 100, CTV, and Charm Diamond Centers.
A little charm goes a long way.
Dogs have often been called man's best friend, but what happens when that friend becomes a machine? CTV's John Musselman has more on a robotic dog who is helping prepare people for their own guide dogs.
His name is Brando. He doesn't bark and he doesn't bite, but he's a pretty good walker. An AI-enabled robot dog prototype created by students at Ontario Tech University in Oshawa.
The first part we can move by the remote, but now we use the AI to control it.
Brando was designed to help people with sight loss practice guide dog skills before being matched with a real canine companion. Dr. Patrick Hung is the lead researcher behind this project.
He or she has to wait for 3 to 5 years to get a real guide dog, okay? And even though like that, after the guide dog is ready, they have to train the person for another half year to either with the guide dog. And the person may never have any experience with a pet at home at all. So that's why we believe that the AI and robotics can play a role. Instead of replace the job of a guide dog, is to help to assist the entire training process.
Developers say Brando can help build confidence for users. Students are working to make it feel real, adding fur, eyes, and ears that move.
Although, yeah, it's a robot, but you want it to still feel like real, and people can actually feel more comfortable touching it.
Similar AI robot dogs have been introduced in some U.S. states where they are being deployed in long-term care homes. They offer support to patients living with dementia. Back here at home, the goal is similar.
We want to do more community engagement programs, such as with CNIB, Canadian Institute for the Blind, so that we can do more user testing to see how people really use that, and we want to see whether to add more functions.
Robot guide dogs could be integrated into the guide dog training program within the next 2 to 3 years. John Musselman, CTV News in Oshawa.
Well, coming up, a pinch me moment for an Ottawa boy who got to perform on stage with his favorite rapper. Pretty cool. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Again, taking a look at what we can see here, a severe thunderstorm watch has now lifted for Eastern Ontario. It is still in place for parts of the Quebec area. We are keeping a close eye on this. A closer look at the satellite radar, you can see that we are anticipating mainly cloudy skies for our evening. Some weather activity, though, down by Kingston and Brockville. We could see the return of some rain just after the midnight hour, but it should clear by the time we get into Wednesday. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky cam, where it is 20 degrees out right now in downtown Ottawa.
Someone's pulled off the ultimate comfort crime.
CTV and Move 100's $15,000 comfort heist.
Track the daily clues, and you could win a $15,000 Lazy Boy room makeover.
Visit Lazy Boy, Canada, Searville, and Hunt Club for exclusive bonus clues.
Want to be sitting pretty?
Submit your daily guess at ctvottawa.ca or move100ottawa.ca.
CTV and Move 100's $15,000 comfort heist.
Brought to you by Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston.
Comfort that fits your life.
Tomorrow on Your Morning Ottawa, the Ottawa Humane Society tells us how you can help fill the cupboards of its emergency food bank. Tune in on CTV or stream us live on Crave at 6.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, followed by 2 more episodes of The Big Bang, and then The Amazing Race Canada. I will be watching that, as well as Password. One final check on the forecast here tonight. A little bit of wet weather.
Yes, we still have a chance that we could see showers and a risk of thunderstorm for this evening. Should likely clear around 10 p.m. Tomorrow, yes, it does say 40% chance of showers for most of the day. What I am more concerned about is the wind. So it will be quite windy, 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. That will take up most of our day. By the late afternoon, early evening, we will likely see clearer skies, cloudier skies, but clearer skies. 20 is the daytime high for our Wednesday. It's going to dip down to about 11 for going into our Thursday, where we will likely see a mix of sun and cloud. 24 degrees for our Thursday, and things are going to heat up as we get into the weekend with 27 and 28 degrees. Ottawa, we want to bring you an incredible summer night out with Sips and Sparkles. One lucky winner and 3 friends will each receive a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers, then head out for an amazing dinner at Riviera Ottawa. Enter now at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win this incredible experience. Good luck.
All right, good stuff. Time now to check in and see what our team is working on for tonight. Stefan Keys will be back at 11:30.
Thank you, Patricia. The expense or spending scandal isn't going away from members of Ford's government, and tonight we'll bring you the latest developments on that. If you're just catching up, CTV News has had several reports out of the provincial legislature that allege lavish expenses are allowing some Ontario MPPs to live large, with taxpayers or donors footing the bill. And now records show the Constituency Association of Ontario's embattled Labour Minister has also been a big spender. So you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca, and join us tonight for CTV News at 11:30 for the latest on that. Patricia.
All right, Steph, thank you. And finally for us tonight, it was a dream come true for an Ottawa boy at Blues Fest over the weekend. He had a chance to get up on stage and perform alongside his favorite artist. That is 14-year-old Vincent Taylor rapping with Canadian artist Connor Price Sunday at Blues Fest. The moment was the culmination of Vincent's 28-day TikTok challenge. He went after it, created unique posts every day, tagging Price, hoping to get his attention, and it worked.
And he's basically been posting every day, trying to get my attention so that he could perform this song with me on stage tonight.
When I walked out, I was really nervous walking out, but when I got there, I felt so happy, and there was no more nervousness anymore, and I was really happy, but I didn't really know what to say, so I started rapping.
Vincent's family was in the audience front and center cheering him on. His mom says it was great to see him embrace the experience and enjoy the moment. Yeah, absolutely. Very cool moment in front of a huge crowd. And you guys were there for that?
Jackie saw it live.
You saw it live. That
Yes.
was really cool to see him come out. I was like, is he going to be nervous? Like, what was I doing at 14? Not going on stage like that, performing in front of everyone.
No?
Shrinking away in class, hoping no one called on you or pointed you out.
The band, no problem.
I was like, I think 14? I was.
14-year-olds the band?
Yeah, pretty much. High school for the arts, yeah.
I can't remember. A few stages.
Tulip Fest, yeah, a few things.
Oh.